Sheila is astounding.
When I first heard about this, I thought it was like pseudoscience, not real, mystical, and I'm learning now that it is something real and concrete and something useful.
I actually had Sheila do an analysis for me, and I was just shocked at how right on it was, just from handwriting.
The lecture was really fascinating. It made me really wonder, okay, what does my handwriting have to say about me?
Well, I think it's very useful to me as a writer because there's so much personality inherent in people's handwriting, but I never really knew how to use that in character creation. And I think that Sheila's extensive knowledge in the subject makes it a lot easier for me to translate what I want to do into handwriting issues.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a private investigator, and actually I have used Sheila to help me on a homicide case that we worked on where she took a look at the written confession of the suspect. Now, this confession was 43 years old, and the man's dead. We can't talk to him anymore. But she was able to go back through and pick out some very, very salient points about this guy that are going to have a huge impact on this investigation.
I would just be kind of afraid to be really careful about how I write if I knew that I was, applying for a new job, that knowing that this handwriting could be analyzed. It just kind of scary, but it's very interesting. It just blows my mind that you can find out from your writing.
As a professional, and when I did investigations for employee relations, I could have really used her techniques in determining fraud with welfare. Also, anybody who is in a personal relationship with somebody, I think what you need to do is kind of look at what she's teaching you and look at the handwriting at different stages of your relationship and see how it relates to you. Of course, business-wise, it's entirely different than personal, but I would really go through some of her classes to help me understand relationships and in a business sense too.
The techniques that handwriting analysis groups can teach, and the ones that I've learned from the groups have been instrumental in helping my business succeed, certainly in my personal relationships, and I find them very valuable. They're insight into the other person, so that when I need to relate to them, I have tools and techniques to speak a language they understand.
She's been doing it for so many years that she pinpoints your attributes and your weaknesses and your strengths. It's very interesting.
It could be really helpful for people who are dating, because so much now is online dating, and what can you tell in typed letters? And you don't hear any inflections of the voice or see a raise in the eyebrow, but if maybe you got a handwritten note before you met in person, you might be able to avoid some red flags like the anger issues, or actually if you see nice round letters, know that they need a little more hugs and kisses than you might not have known. So very interesting. Yeah, I think it could really help.
I had gotten back into dating and I wasn't sure about this person, and I knew Sheila had done handwriting analysis, so before I actually decided to invest my time and energy, I said, what do you think about this? And I just let her give me some feedback, and it was good feedback. It turned out to be actually very right on and important.
Almost anyone who has to deal with the public in a general way could definitely use her services professionally.
And I'm going to go home and analyze my boyfriend's handwriting. Tell him what's wrong with him when I get home, and also what's right. So it was actually very, very informative, and things I thought I knew everything about what she talks about, and I have no idea.
I think that there really isn't a place that you couldn't use it if you were a thoughtful person. For instance, I'm a teacher, and I think that it would better help me understand what people are asking for as far as help. and how I might be better able to communicate certain things with them. So it really bridges different qualities in between people. And for me, the most meaningful part of this today was when different samples of handwriting were shown, and then she went through bit by bit explaining what all of those characteristics were, combined with more than one person together, so they could be in a relationship. And it's like looking at a map when you see how the energies unite, because it is all about energy. Just a lovely, lovely day to learn all of this.
Oh, I would highly recommend it to others. Absolutely.
I count her as one of our national treasures.